Hey everybody, Josh here. Welcome to my channel, Help HQ. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing and turning notifications on by hitting the bell icon to be notified of future videos. It really helps me out with the channel, and it makes sure that you guys get notified as soon as I drop new videos. Today, we're going to be talking about how to replace the battery on your MacBook Pro, and specifically we're talking about the mid-2014 15-inch MacBook Pro Retina, otherwise known as the MacBook Pro 11,3. And so if you're a lot like me, you like your things to last. MacBooks are really expensive, and I want it to last as long as possible. So I was having a problem with my MacBook where the battery percentage would actually say that it had 75% left, but it would just turn itself off. The screen would go completely black and it would actually be unresponsive until I plugged it into a power cable. And then as soon as I plugged the power cable in, it would turn back on and then it would start charging, and it would literally go from 75% to 76 and so on and so forth. So what I decided to do was replace it, and I'm going to be using the Ninja Bat Pro is the company, and I picked this up on Amazon, so I'll make sure I put a link down in the description for you guys. There are a lot of different batteries on Amazon, and I ultimately picked these guys because they had a pretty good review, they offered a warranty, and they're based out of the United Kingdom. So without further ado, let's get into the replacement. I'd first like to start off by saying that I assume no responsibility for anybody that attempts to do this on their own and for whatever reason damages their MacBook. There is a guide on ifixit that will walk you through how to do this. I did not follow that, so this is more of like a shortcut video. The ifixit tutorial has you taking out the entire logic board and all the different components to the MacBook, and it's because they want you to use a liquid solvent to get rid of the glue that's holding the battery in. For the purposes of this video, if you purchase this specific battery like I did, it's going to come with the screwdrivers that you need to disassemble the MacBook and disconnect the battery. And then I didn't use any solvent, so I actually used a heat gun and then a plastic pry tool, and we'll show you that here.
Okay, so let's open up the packaging for the battery and see what's inside. And it looks like first up we have a user manual, and I'm not going to go through this for everybody. And then next we have a piece of foam that's just a protective barrier for the battery. And then as you can see, we have the battery and two screwdrivers. One of the screwdrivers is going to be to take all of the screws out of the bottom of the MacBook, and the other one is going to be used to actually remove and reinstall the battery. And then this battery does come with adhesive strips already pre-installed on the back of it, as you can see here. So we'll go ahead and remove the factory battery adhesive when we get to that step. So next up, let's get into the actual disassembly of the MacBook. For this, we're going to be utilizing the blue screwdriver from the kit to remove the screws on the bottom of the MacBook. And just a note, so all of these screws around the rim are the exact same size, but the two here at the back are a different size. So you're going to want to make sure that you keep those separate and don't mix them up when we reassemble everything at the end. So I will go ahead and start removing all of these screws, and I'm going to speed this up for you guys, and we'll be back as soon as that is done. And we're back. And man, is that baby dirty. Look at all that dust. So, what we're going to do from here is you want to remove this sticker that's in the center of the MacBook Pro. And the battery connector and the two screws that are holding the battery in place are underneath this sticker right here. So we'll go ahead and pry that back. So to actually disconnect the battery, we're going to use a plastic spudger, and we're going to flip this battery connector here up, and then we're going to use the other screwdriver from our kit, and we're going to remove these two screws that are on each side of the battery connector. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that out, and then I'll be back once we get that done. Once you have that step complete, then you're going to just take a heat gun and your plastic pry tool, and we're going to just slowly heat up each one of these cells at a time, and then use our plastic pry tool to pry each one up individually. And so you'll see here that we're just going to heat the area up real quick, and then I'm going to use my plastic pry tool, and we're just going to work our way all the way across the battery until the battery has been removed. By doing it this way, we don't need any kind of liquid adhesive remover, and we don't need to remove all the other components to the MacBook, which will save you a ton of time. And so you just want to be careful that when you're doing this with the heat gun, that you're keeping the heat over the battery and you're not holding the heat gun over the battery for a really long duration. You're just gonna long enough to warm it up, like warm that adhesive up under the battery, and then you're going to kind of try and pry, and if it's not hot enough, then you can add a little more heat and so on and so forth. But you don't want to just leave the heat gun on the battery because that could cause other problems. You also don't want to puncture the batteries at all. That's why I'm using a plastic pry tool instead of like a screwdriver or something, because that could cause a fire. And you also don't want to bend or, manipulate the cells too much either, because that could also cause problems. So I'm going to speed this up, and we'll be back after I have the battery fully removed. After you get the battery removed, you're going to want to go in and remove all of these black strips that you see here. So this is the original adhesive from the battery that we just took out, and our new battery already has adhesive strips on it, so we don't need any of these. And after all the prying and the heat, they're not really going to be that sticky anyway, so you can just pull those off. And then I'm actually going to go through and clean up where the adhesive strips were with just a tiny little dab of rubbing alcohol, just to make sure that everything is clean and ready for the new battery to go in. You don't necessarily have to do that. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, then don't, because the new battery will go in just fine if you don't do that. I don't want you to risk damaging your computer, but if you do decide to do it, just make sure that you're using the rubbing alcohol very sparingly. Like I'm putting like just a tiny little drop, and then using like a Q-tip or a cotton swab to go in and just make sure that it's cleaned up. When you pull the battery out, there's a plastic cover that goes over the top of the trackpad. It looks like this, what you see here in the picture, which isn't a very good picture, but it could be stuck to the back of your battery. In my case, it was. So we need to put that back on the MacBook Pro before you put the new battery in, or your trackpad won't click. So just make sure that if you pull your battery out and it looks something like this here, where you see the metal and there's no plastic cover, that is bad. So we do not want that. You want it to look something more like this, where we have that black plastic cover over the top before we put the new battery in. Alternatively, you could put it on the back of the new battery and then put the new battery in. It doesn't matter. You just need to make sure that it's in place before we put the new battery in, which is actually something that I forgot to do, which you will see here. So I actually had to remove my battery after I installed it, which was not fun. And put that plastic piece back in, because once I got my MacBook put back together and booted it up, I realized that the mouse would not click, and I couldn't for the life of me figure it out at first. The ifixit guide actually does not explain this whatsoever. It was just something that I stumbled on prior to throwing the old battery out. So just make sure you put that plastic cover back on, that way your trackpad's working. When we reinstall the battery, you want to make sure you do a test fit before you actually take the plastic off the back for the adhesive. I actually recommend when you do that you try and fit that connector in there and then lay the battery down into the laptop and make sure you have everything lined up before you take the adhesive strips off. Once you've got that all done and you've got the battery pressed into place, you can go ahead and just put that connector back down and then put the screws in, and everything is just the reverse of what we did before. I really wanted to get the sticker put back in place, but it just didn't end up having any stickiness left to it and it kept falling off, so I ended up just leaving it out. So after that, we're going to just put the case, the bottom of the MacBook Pro back on, and then we can go ahead and put the screws back in. Just remember that the 2 screws that are at the back of the MacBook were a different size than the ones that were on the outer rim. So once we get that put back in place, then we'll be able to power it up. Thankfully, we didn't have any issues booting up on the first attempt, and I'm just going to show you my battery information here so you can see that my old battery, it said service recommended, and the cycle count on it was actually fairly high. It was 693, and then my new battery is actually 2100 milliamp hours larger than the factory battery, and it's showing a cycle count of just 1.
So I've been using this battery for a couple months now and I haven't had any issues at all. The problem I had with the screen going black, I don't have that issue. I can run the battery all the way down to literally 1% before the laptop will die. And that's not using any kind of battery saver mode. It's worked perfect. I haven't had any issues with it at all. It's been very reliable. If you guys use a different battery, I would be really interested to see how that works out for you. So let me know down in the comments. But other than that, that's it for this one. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.